Happy Saturday. This
And
is
happy
CLB
anniversary.
Live. This is CLB Live with Dr. Manny. What'd you say?
Oh, I'm early. Happy anniversary. 3 years.
Woohoo!
52 episodes. We rocking it.
It is
Jim.
CLB Live's third anniversary
Yeah.
celebration. We are so excited. First and foremost, before we jump into all of the celebration and festivities, we want to welcome you back to our live broadcast. We had about, 3-week hiatus?
Yeah.
Where we were sharing some of our older episodes. So before we jump into all of that, let me breathe and be present.
Be present.
Here, now. I want everybody to please just breathe. And if you're listening to us, mute your mics. Yes, we love you, though. We love you. Just mute your mics until we're ready to introduce you. Folks that are tuned in, welcome to CLB Live. If this is your first time joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your 100th time joining us, welcome back. This show is designed to inspire you with creative thinking. It's to help us resist limiting beliefs, tap deeper into that creative thought that we have, and allow us to live life at its highest potential. This show has been on the air for 3 years. Dr. Manny's like, what?
Yo, I'm like,
What?
pop quiz? I was looking
You
at all the
should
lights.
know this.
I'm looking at the lights.
You're looking at the lights.
The camera got me. I'm in that zone, y'all.
You're in the zone.
I am very present.
Yes, we are very present. Welcome to our Facebook Live viewers as well.
Yeah.
We are broadcasting live via Facebook on clblive.tv, as well as Dr. Manny's profile.
Yeah.
If you'd like a behind-the-scenes type of view, this will also allow you to participate in the conversation. These are interactive experiences. When this show started 3 years ago, it was on the Google Hangouts platform, and that experience still is unparalleled in my humble opinion. We had so much engagement, so much creative thought, so many relationships that were developed through that platform. Now we've taken it to a higher level, right? We're global, honey. We're global. In the third season of CLB Live, we joined the WLVS.radio.com family, Listen Vision Studios, out of here in Washington, D.C. That has been a phenomenal experience.
150 countries.
150 countries.
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm international.
Worldwide.
Playing with a passport.
We're
Sorry.
international, baby. So this experience has been phenomenal, and we're just getting started. It's 3 years, 52 episodes. This makes 53 today, and we're bringing it back old school style on CLB Live, where we have, you count them, 9 featured and honored guests.
Super successful creative thinkers.
Yes, they're creative entrepreneurs ranging from doctors, actors, pro networkers, you name it. We have them here today for an interactive discussion on #presence.
Yes.
The power of now. So we've already done the memory lane thing with CLB Live. The past few weeks, actually since the beginning of the year, we've been alternating our live shows with a lot of replays from past years, and that was intentional, just to lead up to this celebration. And what we've decided to do today is, instead of go back to those older episodes, we're going to be present. We're going to create memories right now.
Here now.
Here and now. And that isn't that the quote, the notable quotable for the episode?
Be here.
Be here now.
Be here now.
Be here now. Yes, honey. So we're excited. We're going to jump into this. You want to participate? Hop on over to clblive.tv. There's my cup of whatever all the way over there. But I want you to grab your cup of whatever. If you want to just watch, tune into WLVSradio.com, okay?
Yeah. A quick reminder, if you're tuning in through Facebook, or if you're joining us either on Twitter or Instagram, you're not getting the full experience because the production team is hard at work making it look gorgeous.
Yes.
G-A-W just.
Gorgeous.
G-A-W just.
Gorgeous.
So you want to go to WLVSradio.com, and that way you'll see our guests as they appear on the screen. You'll see the split screen, and you'll be able to hear it as opposed to just enjoying an echo.
Amen to that.
Awesome sauce.
And we'll do our best to turn our screens on Facebook so you all can get a feel of what our WLVS viewers are seeing as well. Shout out to our production engineer, Max. Yeah, he's the creative genius behind all of this that makes the magic work behind the scenes. Last but certainly not least, before we introduce our guests, I have to thank and welcome the latest two most recent additions to our show. First and foremost, my dear co-host, Dr. Manny. He joined the show October or November of last year.
Yeah, I don't keep track of time.
He's now a permanent fixture on the show, and I love having you on this show. It's such an honor and a privilege, and we've been connected. Actually, it's our anniversary as well. We met 3 years ago on Google+.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Lots of beautiful people on Google+, as well as Facebook. Don't want to leave you all out. Hey, Randy. Okay, so, second, I want to acknowledge Twilight.
Hey, Paul.
She joined the show as well around the same time Dr. Manny did, and she keeps us in check and keeps things magical. All right, let's get this show popping. What we're going to do is welcome and introduce our guest. We have an in-studio guest. She was with us last season, and she's back to celebrate and share her wisdom nuggets, and we have 8 other guests online. So let's get started and introduce each and every one of them to you. Max, let's show the graphic. So first we have Clara Angelina Diaz. She is out of the Boston market. Well, you know what? Let me introduce Q first. Thank you. Q, come on up, girlfriend.
Hi, guys.
Let's flip back to Q. This is Q Nicole McNair. She is like my sister from another mister. What was your episode? Bet on Yourself.
Bet on Yourself.
Last season on season 3. I'm so excited to have you back in the studio. This is my boo girl, honey. She is a boss chick. And I mean that you are.
Thank you.
You're a boss babe, honey.
God gets that glory.
Yes, he does. So welcome back.
Thank you.
And we're going to introduce our other guests. Max, let's show them so I can see who's there. Let's show the hangout. Take your time, honey. Ooh, look at these beautiful faces. Well, let's start at the top, honey. Look at that lovely hair. This is one of my divine connections that was connected with through Dr. Manny. It's one of his divine connections. And none other than the mojo maker herself, Pamela Sylvan. How are you, darling?
Hey, good morning, Christine. Good morning, Manny. How are you?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. How are you?
Hey. Great being here all the way up in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. And only for you am I getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. So, and congratulations on 3 years.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for being here and celebrating with us. For everyone watching, Pamela was on last season as well. Of course, we were talking about spiraling up that mojo. That was a phenomenal episode as well. So next on the lineup, who do we have? Let's see. Ooh, Dr. Lisa Whitty Bradley. She's a new connection for me and also a divine connection of Dr. Manny. Hi, Doc Lisa.
Hey, how you doing, Christine? Hey, Doc Manny.
Hey, Doc Lisa.
Hey, love. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fabulous. We've been talking all morning. It's like I've been here for 5 years.
I know. Honey, we had to slay Murphy. We had to put him in his place, honey. Right?
Yeah, Murphy's Law in full effect.
I don't think I've ever been that intimately involved with Google ever. But you guys made it work. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you so much. And congratulations on 3 years. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for being here. And for those that we're introducing, we'll circle back so you can introduce yourselves to the audience. We just want to acknowledge your presence right now, okay? All right, so next we have, oh my goodness, this gentleman hails from Canada. He's an actor, he's a pro networker, and he's a dear divine connection of mine. I met him through my sister from another mister. That's none other than Louis DiBianco. How are you, honey?
Hey, I'm great, and I feel honored to be on your 3rd anniversary show. And hello there, Manny. I think you just reached out to me yesterday on Facebook.
I sure did. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
You look like sunshine, honey.
Well, you know, it's that New York glow, darling. It's that New York glow.
Amen to that. Everyone, Louis was on the show last season as well. That conversation presented its own set of challenges. Remember, Lewis? And we had to have you come back. So thank you for being here today.
2 minutes before the call, my mouse died.
Of course.
I'm scrambling. I see what's going on, and finally got it activated again.
That is hilarious. I'm glad you worked it out. Thanks for your persistence and your patience. All right, so next we have, I see another beautiful face. This gentleman is a mutual connection of both Dr. Manny and I, and we met him on the Google Plus platform. He is amazing, and he's also a returning guest to CLB Live, none other than Ken Manessi. How are you, honey?
Doing great, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
3 years,
Awesome
honey.
job, guys. I just have one question. You said at the top, when you were going to announce your first guest, somebody with great hair. And I looked at the panel, I thought, she must be talking about me, and I was all ready to go.
Your hair looks lovely, darling. Thank you so much for being here. We're extremely honored. Extremely honored. All right. Next on our lineup, oh my goodness, I met this beautiful lady. She is like my woman crush every day. Met her through the Mojo Maker herself, Pamela Sylvan, who is also a phenomenal connector. None other than Dr. Tanya G. How are you, beautiful? Unmute your mic, darling.
We
You're
still can't hear
muted,
you.
darling.
Oh, sorry about that.
There it
Hi.
is. Hey, Dr.
Happy
Tanya.
birthday.
Thank you. You look amazing.
Oh, what's going on?
We can hear you and see you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we sure can.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Happy birthday, everybody. I'm from Canada. Another Canuck. I can't hear you. I don't know what's happening. Mercury's in retrograde.
Amen to that.
Very much so.
Yes. Well, we can hear you. You look beautiful. We'll come back to her. Last but certainly not least, on today's blockbuster mastermind panel of creative thinkers and entrepreneurs is a divine connection of Dr. Manny. I'll allow you to welcome her.
Dr. Nicole Price-Swiner and I go back. We launched Thinking About Quitting Medicine together for physicians transitioning to entrepreneurship. That's my homie.
Hey, welcome. Superwoman, no superwoman.
You?
We're fantastic. How are you?
Good. Happy anniversary. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here with us.
Amen. Thank you for being here.
Hear kids in the background, just ignore them. Or see them.
Yes. So we are going to kick off. Welcome to all of you. And I'm sure people will probably be filtering in as we go along. So we're honored that you're all here with us, including in the studio.
Thank you.
Today we're talking about presence, loves, and I know that each and every one of us have something really sharp to share about presence. How are we going to kick off this conversation?
I got a shoe. I'll kick it.
Let's kick it.
Okay. This has been a theme that Christine has reminded me of over the years because I'm very much a future-paced thinker. I can see the vision and I plow towards the vision. And a lot of times I burn myself out because I don't take care of the present because the future is so beautiful. There are other people I know who can't get to the present because they are stuck in the past and the weight of their mistakes, the weight of things that people have said to them along the way that aren't aligned with who they are truly, but continues to carry weight. To me, the importance of returning to the present is that it opens up all the pure potentiality, all that you can accomplish, all that you can be, and all the energy that is immediately around you. The people who you can feel the energy of who loves you, who supports you, and who cares for you here, now, beyond the stories. Because they're around you if you look around and you don't project your imagination onto them. So to me, that's the importance of presence.
May I add something that just came to me?
Yes, I was just going to say this is open conversation, y'all. Unmute your mics. This is really casual.
We're gonna this piece of hair talk about.
We're going to
not
start.
being in the
I guess we can't all unmute your mics. Keep them muted.
But Dr. Tanya can hear now.
No.
Yes! Lemonade.
Okay, so let's mute the mic. I'll watch. If you have something to share, unmute, and then we'll have you speak. We're going to start with
And I'll
Q.
be brief. Just, what you said, Dr. Manny, is so profound, and I hope everyone can hear me okay. It's because when you're operating in present, it's the only time where you can be both grateful and hopeful.
Yes.
And sometimes we miss out on the combination of those two energies and what they can produce within us and for us. You know, when we're grateful, we are in the past, we are acknowledging, you know, things that we've been able to learn, overcome, you know, mistakes that we've been able to learn from, etc. When we're hopeful, we're acknowledging the future and what the future may hold, and even in terms of being gratitude for what the future may hold. But when we're present, we can bring both of those energies together and really internalize the fact that we have things to be grateful for, we have things to be hopeful for, and we can experience that energy now.
Amen to
I love
that.
that.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
love that. Grateful, gratitude, and hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the present moment. Love it. Pamela, I see you're unmuted. What do you like to share about presence?
Well, I was talking to someone the other day. One of my things about being up where I live right now is about my space within my home is where I see a lot of work and busyness. It's about moving away from the distraction so I can actually connect back to me and back to sanity. When we are so busy connecting to other people in all the world all the time, even though that's what we're called to do to move our businesses forward, we really need some time alone. So I escape out into the trees. I live in a perfect area for that. So I escape out into the trees and connect to what is, remember to breathe, remember who I am in all of this and what I'm on track doing, and just spiral up that beauty, just keep spiraling up that beauty. So for me, it's about, and I know it's going to sound strange to some of y'all, but amongst those trees and just reaching out tops and just feeling it.
Yeah.
And Pamela, you have a word for that, don't you?
Yes.
Yes, forest bathing.
Yes, forest
I love
bathing.
it.
I was
I
waiting
lo-
to hear forest bathing.
I love that.
Forest bathing. That's beautiful.
And we can relate. I mean, nature, we've had this conversation so many times, Pamela, about nature keeping us present, reminding us that there's a bigger world out there and it's not all about us, removing anxiety. Thanks for sharing your practice with us. Anyone else want to share their thoughts? Ken?
I'll share my thoughts. So one of the things that I try to keep focused on, and that is to be a dot connector, not a dot collector. Let me ask you, has there ever been a time you've been talking to someone and they're not present? You immediately sense that. And the reality is that one of my mentors told me is that the reason why that happens is there's actually 3 levels of listening. And the first level is we're just listening to respond. We're not really even listening to what's being said. We're just trying to think about what we want to say.
Yeah.
The second level is listening to the question, but you're still trying to make your point. And the deepest level, which for me is where the connection starts happening, is not just listening to the story the storyteller is telling, but listening to what the story is telling you about the storyteller. And that is at a deep level. And at that level, that's when you really start making a connection. That's when you're present for me. And that's when you can really start understanding how to start connecting this person with other people or how they're connected to your network.
Thank you. I love that.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. I think Dr. Lisa had a comment.
Yeah, hi.
Hold on.
Said so far, and I have to tell you that I probably spent a decade just projecting into the future because my present was so painful, and that was because I was going through training, and it was a protective thing for me to just cut off from reality. And just look at what my life would be like after I got finished with residency, after I got finished with fellowship. But I realize now that I had been missing out on the joy of the moment, on the joy of the people around me, of just myself.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's been a major transformation for me in terms of how I relate to people, how I perceive myself and others, and just enjoying the simple things of life, enjoying the everyday. And you can still build on your future. I'm always thinking about, what I can do better, how I can serve better. But I also enjoy just, doing simple things. So I think it's for life to be moment.
Hold on, Doc Lisa. If you're not speaking, if you can mute your mic, because there's some feedback. Okay, if everyone can mute their mics, and then go ahead, Doc Lisa.
Oh, I was done. Could you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, perfectly.
It was broken up for me, but we heard you. We heard you.
I totally understood the power of what you were saying, though, because so many times we can get so caught up in what we need to be and forget about what is. And I'm experiencing the same transition. I spent my first 10 years of really pursuing my passions all about where I wanted to be and what I wanted to do, and realized that it disconnected me from being relational. It disconnected me from being, really aware of the self-love that I needed in the present time. And so much of that is needed to uphold the future that you're creating. Mm-hmm. And so I think it is important to understand how it is necessary to acknowledge what is as we are building for what's to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
I agree with that.
Doc Tanya had a comment.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to share from a spiritual perspective, why are we being here now? And I just wanted to offer an insight from the Dalai Lama. We've all heard this before. He said, in Buddhism, we understand that the only power we have and the only control we have is in what we think, what we say, and what we do. So, when I share with my patients to be here now, the reason is so we can live consciously. Mm-hmm. And that's such a big buzzword, right? Mm-hmm. But what does it mean? It means that if we can slow it all down and be here now, then we can do the most spectacular thing, which is really to be loving, be compassionate. So I like to flip it around. So it's not be here now, but it's be love now. That's the whole premise of why we do what we do.
Amen.
So, amen. Thank you.
Yep. And that loops back around to what Nicole said about self-care. Yeah. Because when Doc Lisa was talking about, a lot of times in medicine, we found that we were so busy planning for when we were doctors and when we were out in practice or whatever, that we were depriving ourselves of a lot of the human aspects that should have nourished us on the journey.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And I think it's so easy for any person with passion and with forward thinking to live in the future.
Yes.
And we oftentimes have to have these mental anchors to remind ourselves to really be present in the moment. Because something that one of the other wonderful panelists said is that he said, not just see the dots, but really connect the dots, but also connect the moments. When you're able to experience the moment, you're able to hear why that moment exists and what that moment is for, and how you can grow in that moment, and how you can internalize and transform, etc. But sometimes we miss a lot of the growth just being busy, planning for the future. But we have another.
That is so true. I want to first acknowledge, before we move on, I know, Louis, you have something to share. Just want to pause and acknowledge our Facebook Live viewers. We have Regina Cooper, Bree Adams, Eskridge, congratulations on the nuptials.
Yes, Bree.
Barb, Randy Sams, oh my gosh, Chirag over in India. We have a lot of viewers. Barb Tomlin, thank you all for sharing and for being here. I will mention for those who are watching on CLBlive.tv that my mobile device is on life support right now. It may blink off and I'll just switch to my tablet. So if there's a pause in the broadcast on CLBlive.tv, just be patient. You're welcome, darling. Who do we have on your side?
I have Nisa and Alan dropped by joining, and Paul dropped in earlier. I don't know if I got a chance to acknowledge Paul. Now, as a reminder, if you're watching this through Facebook Live, if you're following us on Instagram, Twitter, or whatever other social platforms, keep in mind that the version you're getting isn't giving you the full immersive effect, because the production team is hard at work here creating that full connected, energetic, electric field that I'm feeling right now. Wish you were here. So WLVSradio.com will allow you to get that full effect.
Okay. Thank you, Doc Manny. Welcome to our CLB Live viewers. We're already at the half-hour point. Just want to acknowledge that if you've just joined us, you're watching CLBlive.tv. This is our third anniversary celebration, 3 years on the air, 52 episodes under the belt, and we're still counting because today's episode makes 53. We're having a celebration CLB style with all of our beautiful not all of them, a collection of our beautiful divine connections, a bunch of creative thinkers who are just moving forward with their lives and sharing wisdom on the power of presence. Before we take Lewis's comment, I want to acknowledge another one of our guests who have joined us, the most beautiful Clara Angelina Diaz. How are you, darling?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
We are excellent. Welcome to the show.
I'm so excited to be here.
We're happy to have you. And for those of you watching, Clara was on our show last season as well. We have a lot of return guests. It's hitting me now how many people have actually been on this show. Yes, honey. I am just quiet today. This is why I've surrounded myself with all of these masterminds, because I can just take everything in and hear and listen and learn. So we're going to transition back to our conversation. We're talking about presence, the power of now. For those of the guests that are in the Hangout, just to keep the feedback at a minimum, if you're not speaking, just please mute your mic. That will help keep the feedback at a minimum so our guests can hear everything that's being shared. All right, Louis DeBianco, let's talk about presence, honey.
Yeah. I want to talk about it from a slightly different perspective. I love everything I've heard. And I want to pick up on something that Kenneth mentioned before about different ways of listening. I'm a professional actor. And one of the things, are we still on, by the way?
We're
Sure
still
are.
on, honey.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Suddenly the feed went, I lost the live feed. At any rate, I taught improvisation for a long time. And I really recommend to everyone, no matter what you do, enroll in an improvisation class if you want to practice what it means to be in the now. Not only practice it, but have fun with it. It doesn't have to be something laborious. Like people say to me, my God, you're an actor. How do you memorize all those lines? And I tell them, I don't. And they go, what do you mean? Well, all I have to know is the scene and what the emotional aim of the scene is. And then I've got to have trust. Yeah. It's all about trust. So that when I'm with the partner, instead of thinking about what I'm going to say next, I have to listen 100% to that other person, and their words and their emotion will trigger what I have to say. Yeah. And look, let's say you're in sales. If you're in sales, this is amazing because you don't have to memorize a script. You just listen to what the person is telling you. You will know, if you're really listening, what to say to them next. Right. And like I said, if you do it with improv, you can have so much fun with it. Because it's play. And you know what? I think we're here to play.
Absolutely.
Woo-hoo!
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do. I don't know, people, what's your why? My why is to play on a grand scale.
That's right.
I love that.
Like, I want to make, I made a noisy entrance. I'm going to make an even noisier exit.
Yes.
Fireworks.
Oh, you got snaps from the audience on that one.
There you go. And by the way, this theme runs throughout my podcast, change your story, change your life. Because, the whole point of changing one story is that you got to understand that if you're living in a story that's fabricated, you probably are a slave to the past. Yep.
Good.
Yes.
That's
yes.
good.
Yes.
Don't get me going now.
I know, right?
Oh, we're going to get you going. Don't you worry.
Woo-hoo! Okay. Folks, just a quick technical announcement. For those who are watching on CLBlive.tv, God bless you. We're going to switch our devices, so the broadcast will be interrupted on your feed for just a couple of seconds while we switch devices, okay? For everyone else watching, let's continue this conversation. Has everyone spoken already?
No.
Clara?
Yeah, I was gonna.
What are your thoughts on the power of presence?
Oh my God. I came into appreciating presence from the power of now. And I came to feel, he does some exercises in there when he has you like really go into your body. And at first I experienced that wave of presence that happens to you when when you really start to anchor yourself in the present moment. And I was able to start to see everything like I was seeing it for the first time.
Absolutely.
And that is something that I continue to practice over and over again. And now that I'm a new mother, my God, the biggest gift my daughter has given me is the power to be completely present and connected to the moment, to myself, to her. And I just feel that it's so important to appreciate this power that we have within us to be present, because it's just like this like foundation for the expansion and bringing in all the things that we want into our lives.
Yeah.
Can I just jump in and add to what Clara is saying? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Go ahead, Pamela. We're listening.
Oh, okay. It just dropped there for a minute. What Clara is saying about practice and having her beautiful child to help her connect back to presence. One of the things, the issues I was having, even after reading all the wonderful material out there around you, was actually getting my, because walking around in a world that's always vying for your connection and for your attention through all manner of, whether it's your technology devices, your children, your job, whatever it is, it was always getting myself back there was the issue. So I had to find basically either setting up those trigger an alarm to say, what are you thinking now? And I will continue to remind myself to do that. And I have a living, breathing entity that actually lives with me because my daughter has grown up and gone. But this one here, I don't know if you can see, and it's looking for my attention, believe it or not.
Aww.
If I'm working to and sit at my keyboard and say, dog, by the way, it's just a fluffy little thing, you can't really see it, but it reminds me about winding down and just hanging out. I find animals really do that well, way better than we do.
Absolutely.
Connected to
That's so
their
true.
energy and the now.
Yeah.
So
So
true.
I love what to those moments. It's very nice.
Yep.
Awesome.
Children and animals will bring you back to the present because they don't care about your story, not one bit. They care about right here, right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now I want to. I think Nicole, Dr. Nicole, you had your hand up.
Yes.
Yes, hi.
Hey.
Hey.
I was trying to jump in with Dr. Lisa's comments. Hey, girl, by the way, she's one of my virtual besties. We've met once, but I love seeing her. She's so positive on her timelines and all that, so I love her. Anyway, I love all of you, but I'm glad to see her especially. But no, in medical school, grad school, law school, etc., we master the art of delayed gratification. So to kind of go back to our previous point about staying in the present, I love your quote about the present is the only time where you can be both grateful and hopeful. We forget about that. We lose that because our current state is so miserable, as Dr. Lisa said, that we're projecting and looking toward the future. But what I try to practice now, particularly with working full time, being a wife, mom, 2 kids that you may see in and out of the screen a little bit, is giving myself the permission to be a little selfish.
Yeah.
And not only connecting those dots, connecting with others, networking with others, but listening to myself and my body.
Yeah.
And trying to address some of these issues that we have both at work and at home, particularly as women. Men go through it too, but particularly with women, trying to be Superwoman, trying to be Wonder Woman, take care of all these other people's needs and forgetting about ourselves. Docs, me, Lisa, and Manny as doctors, we also have this whole burden of trying to be the perfect, man and woman for our patients. And dealing with physician, suicide of all sorts, physician suicide and depression and anxiety and all this. I like to talk to people about self-care and being a little selfish so that we can be present within ourselves as well. So just wanted to point that out.
Absolutely. Now tell you threw that word out there, Superwoman. I want more on that. Tell me,
Ding, ding, ding.
tell me what you got for me on that.
That's my niche. No, I call myself the Superwoman Complex expert because, I'm living it. I preach it to my patients. My patients and I talk about it. I talk about it with my other moms, my girlfriends, but it's this whole false notion of us trying to handle all these other things and juggle all these balls in the air for everyone else, our children, our family, our parents, our patients, but then leaving ourselves out in the end. And so we suffer from emotional, mental, physical trauma because we're putting too much on ourselves. So that's what I write about. That's what I talk about. And that's my ministry, I feel. So
Beautiful.
that's where the whole thing comes from.
Beautiful. Thanks for sharing. And that's a great segue for everyone to kind of share what they're doing in their professional lives and how they're here to serve. Nicole, you kicked us off. I love your brand, by the way. I'm always all over your stuff on Instagram. Y'all need to follow Doc Swiner on Instagram, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're my superwoman.
Thank you.
Well, wait, you're my no superwoman.
There you go.
Exactly. So why don't we each take turns, because the time is flitting by, and I want to make sure that everyone really understands who they're working with, or listening to, I should say, today. So Doc, Nicole just shared. How about you, Doc Tanya? Just about 30 seconds or so. And what are the practices? What practice do you use to stay present?
Yep. And I think unmute your mic, Dr. Tanya.
Unmute.
Oh, here we go. Hi. Oh, wow, Mercury is totally in retrograde. Anyways, thanks. I'm a doctor of traditional Chinese medicine here in Vancouver, Canada. And my greatest love is really storytelling and belly laughing. And I inspire my patients to truly listen to the little voice within their heart of their hearts. We call it the inner being, your inner wisdom. And to bring it all down, I love, but I call myself a child of God. Mm-hmm. So I'm here to truly serve with the best of my ability, with compassion, grace, and humility.
Thank
That's
you.
who I am.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Doc Lisa?
Okay, unmute your mic. There you go.
There she goes.
I don't know how I'm going to follow Doc Nicole and Doc Tanya. That was like inspirational. But I am also a child of God. I put that on everything. But I am a physician by trade, and a mom and a wife. And I have an entity called Chicks with MDs that I started about 4 years ago after I was diagnosed with MS. And I had to, basically, I was living at such a high stress level continuously, and my health just spiraled. And as a result, I really had to just recreate who I was and figure out how I could continue to serve. And so I kind of translated my clinical practice into something that was more manageable for my health. But then I also created this social media and physically present platform where I educate physicians and patients. And so I spend a large percentage of my time going out and doing community outreach and lectures for patients and physicians on a variety of different things. But the main focus that I have is really preserving self, because when you preserve yourself, then you're better able to serve the world, your community, your physical family. And so, I got a ding.
You got to
Yes, honey.
Ring it.
That's a good thing.
So I mean, that's basically what I do. But my goal is always to try and serve whoever I can.
Amen
And thank you so much. I'm very humbled to be on this platform with all of these unbelievable human beings.
We're honored to have you here.
We're
Thank
honored
you
to
very
have you.
much.
Thank
And
you.
Doc Nicole is also my virtual best.
Aww.
I love it. Okay, we're going ladies first, gents. So we're going to go next with Pamela Sylvan. Pamela?
See, can she hear us?
I don't know. You're muted, love.
There we go.
Is that better?
Much
There it is.
better.
Okay, I call myself the Mojo Maker, and my mission in life is to help spiral up those change makers and influencers. I have a little bit of the John the Baptist complex, basically getting people ready to go out and stand in front of their major tribes, wherever they happen to be on the planet, to get the job done, to spiral up that courage, confidence with a little bit of polish, and get in front of their tribes.
Love it.
I love
You're
that.
doing
I think
an
I beat
awesome
the
job.
3 seconds, right?
Wow, yeah, you were rolling.
You got your commercial in a nugget right there. Love it. And I love that you shared your practice of forest bathing, folks. If you want to find out what that is, follow Pamela Sylvan. Who do we have next? Clara, share a little bit about what you do, how you're here to serve this world.
Yes. Well, I have a life coaching practice where I serve professional women and entrepreneurial women to really discover the power within them. And that translates into higher incomes, more confidence, better relationships. And I also work with organizations who serve women to help them create tailor-made programs to serve those women. So we're talking about women in the community. I work with churches. I also work with corporations to help them really create programs that empower the women that they serve.
Beautiful.
Yep.
What's your presence practice?
My daughter.
Amen to that.
Being a mom, being a mother is the most amazing gift. And lately, I have discovered a meditation that I go into my heart, I reach for the light, I bring it down, and I take it to the center of the earth and back to my heart, and I expand it.
I love that.
And I send out, thank you. And I send out all the love and all the positive energy that I want to receive. And so doing that as many times in the day as I remember to do it is just a magical formula.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you for sharing and for being here. We're going to
You're welcome.
switch
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling.
Yeah. Real quick, I wanted to underscore something she said that was powerful, and I tell my clients this: as many times during the day as you can remember to do it. Folks are like, get up out of bed, look in the mirror real quick, affirmation, I'm good. And then all day long, the world is throwing things at you. As many times as you can remember to recenter and return to present is as many times you should be doing it to get the full nurturing effect.
It's
That's
a
key.
moment-to-moment thing, right?
Yeah.
It is a moment-to-moment
ma'am.
thing. Yes. Okay, we're going to switch over to the lady in the studio, the other lady, Q Nicole.
Hi.
How are you here to serve this world?
Well, I am a real estate investor, and I consider myself to be a creative problem solver because I am able to help a number of people, address issues that relate to really salvaging their home or acquiring properties, etc. And as an investor, I'm able to bring life to communities, bring life to homes, bring life to families, give them new homes to walk into. And how I remain present, through my relationships. I'm grateful that I have a circle of friends that keep me anchored. My best friend, actually, we talk often about, how to keep the mind connected to the present, to the now, and to not wander off. And I oftentimes, even in my silent moments or even in absence of other individuals, I will just connect with my heart, connect with that inner wisdom, as Dr. Tanya mentioned, and really, begin to listen and just hear what needs to be heard. And it's a phenomenal opportunity to just connect with what that moment means.
Yes.
I think that to me is when I know that I'm in the now, not just connecting with the moment, but having an opportunity to figure out, what does this moment mean? And how does this moment, impact today or, erase yesterday or whatever the case may be. So those are the ways that I really practice presence.
This is one of my spiritual muses right here.
Aww.
I love you. I love you. Aww.
Aww.
We got love going on up in this room. All right, so now we're going to switch over to the gents, our lovely gents. Ken Manessi, Senior, how are you here to serve this world, and how do you practice presence?
Well, who doesn't like going to a live concert to see one of your best performers, either be it a band or just performing? I got that chance to be at a Sting concert.
Oh, nice.
And not only was I at the concert, but by chance, it was actually his 50th birthday. And he took a moment to start telling us about his life, his experience, and what it meant to be 50 to him. But he said something that I wrote down. And in the midst of this, he stopped and he said, you know, one of the things I enjoy about performing is this. I make sure that I make every great event very personal. And every person feel like they were at a great event. And if you think about that, it goes back to people remember how you make them feel versus what you said.
Yep.
And so those are the things that when I think about being present and being a dot connector, I think about. So, and obviously for over 10 years now, I've been helping micro entrepreneurs speed up, scale up, and join the 5%. And to do that, you have to be present. You have to be able to hear what's going on, what's happening in their life, what problems that they're facing. So I just want to encourage everybody to think about one last thing before I go, and that is this. To be present, you have to know how to spell love. And love is spelled T-I-M-E.
Come on now.
I like that.
Come on now. Drop
Double-
those nuggets like they're hot, Ken. Woo! Thank you for being here, darling. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and celebrating with us. Last but certainly not least, Luis DeBianco, love, how are you here to serve this world and how do you practice presence?
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for including me in such an amazing panel of people. This is, quite a conscious and evolved group of individuals. So I feel very honored to be part of it. I have been, since I was a little child, a storyteller. And then I made that professional by becoming an actor. And now with my podcast, Change Your Story, Change Your Life, my mission is really to inspire people to become aware that whatever they're experiencing in life is a result of the daily stories that they are telling themselves on a moment-to-moment basis. And I mean like every single word that you say to yourself. You know, the moment you say the word I can't, you're speaking something into reality. It becomes your reality. And I want to help to elevate people and give them that sense of freedom of how large they can be. By that, I mean to live into their dreams as much as possible. What I do personally for myself every day is monitor my self-talk. But I want to share something with everybody that you can all use for getting present. Can you see this on the screen?
Yes.
Yes.
This is a free app, guys. It's called Brainwave. Brainwave has, like, for instance, right now it's tuned into the Confidence Boost meditation. And you can choose, all right, there's one here, problem solving. So what Dr. Manny was saying, you should be checking in with yourself consistently throughout the day. Well, with this app, you can choose 5 minutes where you sit and you listen to the sound waves, etc., that will take you to the state of being present.
I like that.
Brainwave, you can all get it for free. There's another one called Headspace. Now, Headspace only gives you 10 lessons for free, and then if you want it, you subscribe to it each month. But the Brainwave is totally free.
Nice.
And so my mission is to really help people step into the largeness of who they can be, you know? Because we all, I mean, everyone on this call is obviously on that journey. And I can see it and hear it and feel it. And it's so wonderful. So if we can make more people in the world like that, we're going to have one special place. Yep. And
Amen.
We're not going to need war.
Yes.
Amen,
Absolutely.
honey. Thank you. Thank you. Now, before I share my closing thoughts, because we are already at the close of this show, before I do that, Dr. Manny, how are you here to serve this world? How do you practice presence?
I'm here to wake people up. That's what I do. As a child, it was called impulse control. But I have a pattern recognition, I guess. And so a lot of times what I find is that I'm able to recognize the words that a person is trying to say in a way that helps them relieve their frustration. During my training, my residency was in psychiatry, so a lot of times it was in helping people ground themselves in the shared reality using words to help them get out of their head, so to speak. But now in coaching, it involves a lot of times helping people return to the present or get unstuck from the past, the things in their imagination that may be overwhelming them. So that's me. How I stay present, a lot of meditation. I rehearse frameworks in my head all day, and people know that, which is not the normal way to do it, but when I'm thinking something, I think of it as it relates to the other thoughts. So I see pictures and I try to put words to those pictures.
I love it. I love it. I love all of you. My closing thoughts, first of all, I have been practicing presence right now by keeping my mouth shut. I listen, and then speak. And that's something I taught myself over the years as I was expanding and growing my network. I felt like I had hit, this was about 7 years ago, the edges of my network. So I needed to expand, which meant I needed to grow. And throughout that process, CLB Live came to be. This is how I've met a lot of these beautiful people, if not all of them, through this platform. I'm very grateful for that. I'm a little nervous today because this is a lot that I'm working with and processing all at once and being present at the same time. I'm really grateful for each and every one of you for showing up and celebrating with us today. You all mean the world to me and Dr. Manny. So as a gift to each and every one of you on clblive.tv, we will be highlighting each of your websites or whatever you'd like to share with our audience. We'll be featuring you in the event page as well, so people can get in touch with you because you're welcome. That's what CLB Live is all about. It's about connection, it's about consciousness, and it's about creativity. That's what this world is all about. How do I practice presence? I breathe. Breathe. I had to breathe this morning just getting ready for this show, y'all. It was a little challenging getting prepared for the show this morning. But I found that through breathing, it brings you right back to the moment, as Q, you spoke about. It's a moment-to-moment process. Be patient with yourself as you practice presence. It's something that's ongoing. I love that Dr. Tanya spoke about love. And I love that Max is scrolling through everyone's faces right now. I love you for that. So breathe. And if I can recommend a book, I think it was mentioned earlier, it would be The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. That book is in my top 5. It's one of the most transformational books I have ever read. It really shifted my mindset when it came to procrastination, which was something I was an expert at. So practicing presence is what we need in this world. We need you to step up. We need you to find your greatness, and you can only do that in the present moment. I discovered that. So that's our call to action today, is to find your peace in your presence. Continue to join us as the weeks roll by. We're rolling out this format, believe it or not. Once a month, we'll have a huge group of people to impart wisdom and knowledge and share the love with you. So we're looking forward to having you join us in the subsequent weeks. In the meantime, join us over on clblive.tv. The celebration continues there, y'all. This was a fast hour.
Yeah.
It went by too quick, but we're so glad that you joined us today. We love you all, and we will see you next week, same time, same place, WLVSradio.com. Mwah! Have a blessed weekend, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Have a great week.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Bye, everyone. Love. Yeah. Mwah, mwah, mwah.